get out your slow cooker because we're gonna have some slow cooker fun. I've had a lot of requests for slow cooker recipes. Trust me, I love them too because you can set it, forget it, and come back later on in the day and you've got dinner. Today we're gonna make slow cooker baked beans, but we're gonna make pork and beans. And the biggest problem or gripe I have with pork and beans when you buy them in the can, you never get enough pork. So we're gonna start with a nice piece of pork. We'll begin by cutting our ham. I'm gonna cut it into smaller segments, but as I continue, I'm gonna make them finer and finer. Now we're getting down towards the bone, and I'm gonna get rid of that bone. Okay, I've got the ham completely cut up, and I'm going to put it into a frying pan on medium heat. By the way, you can substitute bacon for the ham if you prefer, or if you're a vegetarian, you can leave the bacon out completely. This is a sweet onion, and I've made big chunks. You can dice it or even grate it if you prefer. Some people think that it brings out more of the onion flavor. I just like big pieces to go along with the huge chunky pieces of bacon. I'm going to put this in the pan along with the ham. Now remember, I told you before that I was going to cut the bone out. We're not going to throw it out. We're going to stick it in the crock pot. So I'm going to hang on to that bone. As a matter of fact, I think I'll just stick it in the crock pot now. Ta-da, ta-da. Here we go. Time to crisp up the picnic ham. That's what this is called, a picnic ham. And you want to make sure that your picnic ham is smoked. Okay? That is what's going to give it the rich, wonderful flavor. We're going to cook this and let it render down a little bit, and then we're going to add the onion afterwards. I've got the ham just about the way I want it. We've got a nice bunch of liquid, and I'm going to stick in the onions right now so that they get tenderized before we even put this in the crock pot. This whole process will take you about 3.5 hours if you do it on high, and about 7.5 hours if you do it on low. Today I'm going to be using 3 cans of Bush's Navy beans. Now, one of my all-time biggest pet peeves in the world is the fact that people will just jump right in and open the can up. I mean, let's be realistic. You have no idea where in the hell this can has been, what warehouse, and what's been crawling all over it. So for me, just for my family's safety and for those that eat in my kitchen, because I haven't killed anybody yet, I wash all the tops before I open them up. You may call me crazy. You may say, hey, I don't need to do that. Hey, that's on you. That's cool. It's your choice. But I'm going to wash them. Doesn't take long, just a couple of seconds. Then, yes, today we are going to drain these beans once we get the can open. Do you really want to watch me open the can? No, I don't think so. Let me do that. And of course, we're going to do a quick drain and rinse. So we get the beans nice and clean, get rid of that juice that they came in the can. Okay, now that we have the ham perfectly cooked, I like to leave it just a little bit tender because I like my pork and beans to be chewy and tender. You may want to crisp it up. That's entirely up to you. Remember, all recipes are merely a suggestion. So now we're going to put it in the crock pot. Now remember, for this delicious bone-in smoked picnic ham, I'm going to keep the bone in while we go ahead and cook that in the crock pot, nice and slow. What's the most important ingredient in pork and beans? Well, aside from the pork, it's got to be the beans, right? So in they go. The next thing we have is 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and this is 2/3 a cup of ketchup. You can use whatever brand of ketchup you want. Yes, I use the one with 57 varieties. And then 2/3 a cup of barbecue sauce. I use Sweet Baby Ray's. You use whatever you want. If you make your own barbecue sauce, all the better. I didn't want to complicate things today, so I'm just using a pre-made barbecue sauce. We also want 2 tablespoons of molasses. My grandmother used to say, boy, you're slow as molasses. Now I know what she meant. Took me a while to get it. After that, we need a tablespoon of mustard. Having had experience with mustard, I'm not going to measure it. I'm just going to say, looks like a tablespoon to me. And then we're going to do a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. This is a 1/2 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. In that goes. And now we're going to pepper to taste. You can add salt if you want. I'm trying to keep a low sodium diet. I'm trying to be a little bit healthy in my old age. But I think with the ham or the bacon or whatever you're going to use, it's really not going to need any more salt. All right, last but not least, we're going to add a cup of water, give it a good stir. I'm going to go on high today. I'm going to do it for 3 hours, so that way we can show you what they're going to look like when we're done here. You can do it on slow. I always recommend a slow setting because it gives you a much, much better taste.
3 hours later.
Look at those huge chunks of pork. And they're nice and tender. I'm telling you, this is going to be better than any pork and beans you can buy in the store. And you serve this at your barbecues this summer, and people will go, oh my goodness, where did you get this? You can add all kinds of variations. If you want to spice them up even more, you can throw in a little bit of bourbon. But I like it just the way it is. Just to give you an idea of the texture, look at these beans close up. Oh, I can't wait to dig in. As I said, I can't wait to dig in. These are going to be awesome. Very hot, but awesome too. Hey, listen, do us a favor. Like and subscribe. We need the subscribers for our channel to grow. And if you like what you saw today, let us know in the comments, especially if you tried the recipe yourself. Meantime, as always, thanks for joining us.